Hey YouTube, Scott here. Time for a special video, a year-end list video. This is my top 10 movies of 2017 list. It's my top 10 favorite, the best to me I guess, movies in 2017. I feel like I'm already kind of late on this, so I should do it before it gets too late. Even though I do want to forewarn and say, there's several movies I still want to see that came out last year, and a few that I think very well could have made this list that I really want to see. Some of them just never even they barely came to my theater, or I was busy. There's a couple of ones that were in my theater for like 1 week and I didn't get to see them that week. So I'm going to tell you something though. I didn't get to see Blade Runner 2049. I hear that's great, but I didn't get to see it. I really want to see My Friend Dahmer. I didn't get to see that. Disaster Artist. That was in my theater for 1 week and I never got to see it. I didn't get to see it that week. I really want to see Disaster Artist. Didn't get to see it. But anyway, in the description, I'm gonna post a link to my Letterboxd account, and I have a list on Letterboxd of all the movies I've seen this year ranked, not just my top 10, just everything I've seen ranked. So that way you can see everything that I've seen, and you know that if I just didn't see it, or if I did see it and I just didn't like it that much, or you can see it on my Letterboxd list. But yeah, let's get into my top 10 with some honorable mentions first. Okay, I'm gonna list a few honorable mentions. Won't talk too much about these, so I can talk more about the top 10. But yeah, here's a few honorable mentions. Gifted. Love it. Lego Batman, hilarious Batman movie. A Monster Calls. War for the Planet of the Apes. The Discovery. That movie's on Netflix, check it out. I think it's, I don't see most people liking it, but I thought it was really good. Kind of underrated, in my opinion. Death Note, I actually loved that. Annabelle Creation. Blackcoat's Daughter, Devil's Candy, and Baby Driver. That's not. I just did 2 honorable mentions. But those are all movies I loved and think they're honorable mentions. So yeah, there you go. There's 10 other movies I loved. Now to get into my actual top 10 of the year. Starting with number 10 is Logan. The probably most likely final Wolverine movie is obviously for sure the last movie of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. Fantastic drama. Some people call it more like a western. It's definitely not like your typical superhero movie. It's very dark and dramatic, and it's a great send off for Wolverine. And Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, he gives a fantastic performance in here. It would be deserved if they nominated him for an Oscar. And Daphne Keane was great as X-23. It used its R rating very well. It was very dark and it was a fantastic movie. Very well done. Loved it. Number 9 is Wonder Woman. Fantastic movie. It's so cool what it did for society and pop culture, and that we finally have a live-action Wonder Woman movie that was really good. Great movie. And the DCU has a great movie now. In my opinion, the only great DCU movie so far. It doesn't. I mean, there's 8 other movies I love more, but I still think Wonder Woman is great. I loved it. Gal Gadot is great as Wonder Woman. Really cool character. I love her in this movie. Chris Pine was really cool as Steve Trevor. Really like seeing her story and everything. And Themyscira was really cool. And I didn't think the villain in David Thewlis was that bad as some other people say. I've heard some people say he wasn't very good, but I don't think he's amazing or anything, but I think he's pretty good. And yeah, overall Wonder Woman was a great movie. Number 8 on my list is Geralds Game. It's a Netflix movie by my director, I call my favorite director, Mike Flanagan, about a character, Jessie, handcuffed to a bed after her husband dies, and dies while she's handcuffed to the bed, and she has to try and live and get out from there, and it makes her relive some traumatic memories from her past. You get a lot of backstory and some flashbacks. It's a really emotional movie. Fantastic acting. I don't think it's eligible for an Oscar because it never played any theaters. It's Netflix. I think it has to be theatrical for an Oscar, which is a shame because this movie should be at the Oscars. Carla Gugino, she's fantastic in this movie. Like, if she was eligible for an Oscar, she would be my pick for Best Actress, is what I'm saying. Definitely check out Geralds Game if you haven't. It's a fantastic psychological thriller. And number 7 is Lady Bird. I'm torn between this and another pick for Best Actress and Best Picture of the Oscar, but this is one of my two choices for that. Uh, I love this movie. It's a fantastic coming-of-age story. I have a review of it up you can check out. Saoirse Ronan is the main actress, who is one of my favorite actresses. For a while I said she's my favorite. I don't know if that's... I don't know. There's so many others that are close. I'm not really sure if she's number one favorite, but she's at least up there. I love her. She's a fantastic actress. I'm so glad. She's been nominated a couple times for things, but as of me filming this, she won a Golden Globe yesterday. I'm glad she's finally actually winning stuff, and I don't know. I'm really torn with her and another actress for Best Actress, but I kind of hope Saoirse Ronan wins Best Actress, because that would mean a little bit more for me personally, because I've been a fan of her for longer than the other actress I'm talking about. It's got a lot of drama. It really makes you emotional, and it's also got some humor. It's really funny, and it's very relatable. It's just a really great coming-of-age story. Just check it out if you haven't. If you're able to, whenever you're able to see Lady Bird, check it out. And number 6 on my list is It, the first actual feature film theatrical adaptation of Stephen King's It, because the original Tim Curry one we know is actually a miniseries on TV. This movie is great. I'll be honest, I finally saw that miniseries for the first time shortly before seeing this movie, and I'm not really a fan of the miniseries. Not really. I don't think there's much very much good about it. I would give it a pretty bad review, honestly. I've been in the middle of reading it for a long time now. The book, it's so long, it's taking me a while to read. Somehow, I mean, I'm not. I think the book has some problems, but I do think the book's pretty good. The original miniseries is kind of honestly shit, but they made a fantastic movie out of this. This is honestly, I mean, I haven't finished source material, but from so far as the source material, this is way better than source material. It's way better than the previous adaptation. This is a fantastic horror movie. It's also a great coming of age story with a bunch of these kids. It's got some good humor in there. It's got a lot of heart, humor, and horror. 3 H's. Yeah, Pennywise is really scary in this movie. And the other forms that it appears in is too. Besides the clowns are scary, and the other stuff it appears as. A really creepy movie. And wonderfully acted. The kids in this movie are fantastic. I love this movie, and it comes out on DVD tomorrow, and I can't wait to buy it. Number 5 on my list is Thor Ragnarok. This movie is just an absolute blast. Ton of humor, which I think worked really well. It's worked to its advantage. It's the most funny MCU movie probably. Hela is a really badass villain. She's a pretty good villain. I think maybe some character stuff could have been done a little better for her, but because of Cate Blanchett's performance and how menacing and badass she was, I didn't really mind too much. I loved her. I loved Hela in this movie. She was one of the better villains in my memory of MCU. Yeah, what I said earlier just kind of sums this movie. It's a blast. It's got badass action. It's got a ton of humor. It's just so much fun. It's probably the most fun movie on my list this year. The first 4 above it are some of them are really fun too, but they top it because of other emotional and drama things. But Thor Ragnarok is, if I were ranking this on the most fun, Thor Ragnarok would be number 1. And number 4 is Star Wars: Last Jedi. That's where I put it. I love this movie. It's not quite as good. It's not quite as good as the Force Awakens to me. Force Awakens was my number 1 movie of that year of 2015, and this one's on the number 4. But I still loved it. That's still good ranking, and it's not too far behind Force Awakens for me, and it would be second in the series for me. The Canto Bight part does kind of drag it down, but the rest is so great to me, and I think the story is really awesome, and I have no problems with it. I basically everything that most people do have problems with, I have defenses to, and I think and I can argue with, and yeah, I love what they do with Luke and Rey and all the characters. I love The Last Jedi. It's got some of my favorite scenes in the entire Star Wars stuff. I won't talk specifics in here, but I did talk specifics with for half an hour with my cousin Josh and Amelia. Check that out if you haven't. So yeah, I love The Last Jedi. I can't wait to own it on Blu-ray in a few months and watch it more. Number 3 is The Shape of Water. I love this movie so much. Guillermo del Toro just won a Golden Globe for it yesterday. I'm kind of bummed that the movie didn't win Best Picture and that Sally Hawkins didn't win Best Actress. I wanted those to win too, and I'm torn between this and Lady Bird, but I kind of really want Sally Hawkins to win Best Actress at the Oscars and the movie to win Best Picture. It's really cool that Guillermo del Toro at least won Best Director last night. and it won Best Score. I'm not sure if I actually mentioned that in my review, but the score is fantastic. I love the score of this movie. This is, like I said in my review, this is just a beautiful, beautiful movie about it's a beautiful fairy tale about a romance between a fish creature and a woman, a mute woman. And that's kind of weird, but I loved it. I was so into it, and it's beautifully directed and acted, and everything's fantastic. And See the Shape of Life you have, and I love it so much. And number 2 on my list is SpiderMan Homecoming. I'm a big Spider-Man fan, big superhero fan, and Spider-Man's kind of always been my favorite. This would be my favorite Spider-Man movie now. It's best of all Spider-Man movies, I think. Tom Holland is fantastic as Spider-Man. Vulture was a great villain, very menacing, and there was actually good motivations and things with him, good character stuff. And Michael Keaton did a great job at it. And there was great action. I love the story of this movie. Yeah, this was a blast also, and had great drama in it too, and I love it. Fantastic representation of Spider-Man. And number 1 on my list is Coco. I think I said that would probably be number 1 when I did my Coco review. I saw some other stuff after it, thought maybe I had a chance, but nah, not really. Coco is so amazing. I love Coco so much. Yeah, I was pretty sure when I saw it that probably nothing else would top it. It would have movie to top Coco. It would have had to be really amazing. Coco it's such a beautiful emotional story. If you don't cry, I don't think you're human. And it's so beautiful. It's beautiful visually too. The animation is so it's breathtaking how beautiful the movie is, and animation wise, they put so much work into it. It's got such a great story, and really good characters and story, and it's a great time. And I fell in love with Coco so much. I love Coco so much. If you haven't seen Coco and you want to see it, I can't urge you enough. It's so fantastic. I love the aesthetic to it. It's a great celebration of a beautiful holiday that honestly I wish we celebrated in America, really. And that wraps it up for my list. Top 10 and a bunch of honorable mentions. And honestly, there's more movies I would say I loved. I could have listed as honorable mentions too, but I thought I already listed 10 honorable mentions, so I thought that was enough. Anyway, what I'm saying with that is this was a fantastic year for movies. I think quite a lot of these movies are gonna stick with me, and like I think it's still a bit too soon to add them to that list, but I think quite a few of these will eventually become like all-time favorite movies of mine. At least somewhere in that list. A lot of movies this year I absolutely loved, and I think they're gonna stick with me, and they're just great movies. So I really think this was a great year for movies. Honestly, some of this list, the order was kind of hard to do and kind of rough, but I did it. Yeah, great year for movies, and I'd be very interested to see your list if you have a list. So if you have a list, put it in the comments down below. Let me know, and talk about my list, talk about yours, whatever you want. Talk about it with me in the comments, and click like if you like this video, and subscribe to more videos, please. And thanks a lot for watching. Bye.